Welcome to my first interview I ever did with Mia Krampl at the ISPO last July in Munich. So a couple of questions might be out of date. She qualified for the Olympic Games in Hachioji last August, November, anyway, which might never happen. Who knows? Have fun, enjoy it. As mentioned before, it's my first interview, so I was not prepared. Anyway, thank you, Mia, again for sitting down with me, and this goes out to you, my patrons, for supporting me. Thank you so much, and see you again soon. Hello, friends. I'm here today with Mia Krampl from Slovenia. And how old are you again?
18. I'll be 19 next month.
So you could still start for the youth competitions if you want to, right?
Yes.
But you aim for, I think we talked a little bit on the way over here, but you are aiming to go to Hachioji, to Tokyo this year?
Yes, I hope so. I hope that I will qualify for Tokyo and then I will go,
Yeah, so we're doing the lead season now. Next week it starts in Villars.
I'm super psyched. Yes, the first competition is in Villars. And then Chamonix and Briancon.
How do you feel? Like the last time we've seen you, or most of us have seen you, was after Munich and your knee.
Yes.
Like thanks again. Like I was pretty nervous and excited. Like usually for
everybody told me that they were quite nervous and that it wasn't the nicest thing to watch me climbing because of the knee injury. But thanks, it's not. It wasn't that bad, and now it's okay. So I'm fully preparing for lead season.
How do you prepare? Like, I think most of us don't know whether you have like. I've seen some pictures, and mostly on Instagram I see like this woody, like a big spray ball, but I don't see any lead gym in Slovenia. Do you have Do you train in a lead gym or do you do circuits? Maybe?
Well, we have few smaller lead gyms, but they are not the best yet. I mean, I hope for some better ones in future, but yeah, we're training on these smaller gyms. It's smaller walls. It's like bouldering wall, but it has a lot of holes. So then we like decide which holes will be en route and climb only on these holes.
You always climb on your own, or is the whole Slovenian team around?
Well, actually, we're not training together all the time. We have like few gyms that has like athletes and we're training together, but most of the time we train separate, but we have a lot of national team trainings because Slovenia is quite small, so it's easier to organize team training, and like the longest route, the longest way to the gym is like maybe 2 hours, and it's still not that long, so it's not a problem to train together. And it's the good thing, I think, for Slovenians, because all the time you can train with the good one, the competitor climbers and the strong climbers, and it powers you to be more motivated on training.
Do you think that's one of the main reasons why Slovenia has so many like really strong, good, talented climbers, and you have like the density of your performance is pretty high?
Yeah, maybe because the Slovenian like strong climbers started long ago with I don't know, Martina Čufar and Natalia Gross, and then Maya, and maybe it's maybe this is a thing because you watch a strong girl climbing, like I am watching Janja right now, and it motivates you. You want to be as strong as her, so you push more and more hard. So maybe this is the thing.
Can you take me back going to your first World Cup? How nervous were you? Like was it a really big thing for you, or did you always expect going to a senior World Cup because you were quite good in youth as well?
Well, no, senior World Cup is of course something different than the youth, but the first one was actually in Kranj, in Slovenia, which is my hometown, so probably this was the most, that makes me the most nervous because all the people that came watch me were like probably Slovenians and my friends, but I don't know, I was more happy than nervous because I get the opportunity to finally compete on my first senior World Cup. I wasn't that nervous, but maybe next year's started on some competitions I was like nervous.
Do you have any any tools? Like a lot of people are not competing on world class level, but a lot of people are climbing in like regional climbing councils. Do you have any tools mentally to calm and prepare you? To calm you down and prepare you for
Well, actually, I don't have that much problems with being nervous because there's still a positive side to be a little bit nervous on competition. But I'm not that stressed person, so I don't need that. Yeah, so.
And so
luckily.
So you don't put any pressure on you?
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
I always cracked down when I had my youth competitions. I started crying, was like, after fourth quick draw, just like, oh no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Actually, the most stressed part of the competition is qualifications. After qualifications, like semifinals, and if I come to finals are like just climbing from, and I'm super psyched to be in finals. So it's just enjoying myself.
Can you describe, like, how do you feel today compared like to the last 2 years? Do you feel you're getting stronger and better, or how much of your potential you already reached, or do you feel like you could improve in different things like foot technique or like climbing speed?
Yes, of course I have improved myself in 2 years quite a lot. If I think back in 2 years, but there are still a lot of things that I can improve in bouldering because like now the bouldering season is over, and if I think back, I think that like still slabs and foot technique is one of my minuses, so I could work on this one. If we're talking about like Olympics and combination, yes, there's speed. Just as you say, I'm not training speed that much because I don't like it that much, but there's a lot of to improve in this discipline, because I think that speed is even good for other two disciplines, for bouldering, because you have to move in the same time like legs and arms, and it's like coordination, so it's good for bouldering too.
Can you tell me your speed time?
Well, probably the best one, but it's not the official one. The best one was something under 20 seconds, 11 and something. I don't know exactly, but yeah, there's still a lot of improve if I want to if I want to be like the same good as are the girls that are competing for Olympics.
This is your goal, to be at least like really close to them?
Yes, probably. I'm still hoping that it's for other two disciplines that I can be like that good in bouldering and lead that I can be a little bit worse in speed, a little bit slower.
Yeah, I was thinking like who's gambling or like putting more money on like only bouldering and only lead and sacrificing speed a little bit.
Yes.
Do you have a speed wall in Slovenia?
We have only one wall.
Yeah.
I think that it's the from the last year, or like we have for last 2 years. Yeah, it's new one. But the problem is that it's not official one.
Yeah.
The holds are quite better, but still it's better than anything, because previous years we didn't have even this, so
yeah, that's good.
It's getting better.
Yeah. You said before that lead is your kind of favorite discipline.
Yes.
Can you tell me like how many days you train in a week, and like what a training day looks like, if it's not a secret?
No, it's not a secret. Well, I train most of the time. I train like 5 times a week. The training days, like you counter the training and warm up with, I don't know, elastic and roller, and do some stretching, and then some warm up boulders. Even if it's like lead session, I would do some warm up boulders, and then just climb some routes. I mean, on the wall, just like we talked before, on the wall with a lot of holds. Coach shows which holds I have to use in the route, and then I'm climbing along these holds.
So, do you have one coach, or do you have multiple coaches? And
no, I have one coach, like personal coach. It's Mia Krampl, and then I'm cooperating with senior team and senior coaches.
Okay.
Like I have my trainings, and then we have probably once a week or
Okay.
I don't know how much times. We have national trainings, and on these trainings, of course, I listen and I'm training with the senior team coaches. Yeah.
What is it like training with Jörni and Gregor, for example? Like, do you sometimes try the same problems? Do they try your problems as well, or do they make up even problems for you? Like, do you train together with the others? Like, how?
Yes, of course, we train together and probably try the same boulders and same problems. I don't know, it's interesting to see their way how they climb, because they are of course stronger and better, and just as I said before, it motivates you to try hard boulders and harder problems. Yeah, most of the time our coaches shows us boulders, or we have like Routesetting for team trainings. So there are competition boulders and competition problems on the wall, or we do like simulation of competition. So it looks like competition. Of course, we don't watch each other climbing, and we go like boulder for 5 minutes, and then go around and check the boulders and talk about the boulders. And try the new betas of other girls. Yeah, it's probably like this. Yeah.
When it comes to the route setting, did you ever try route setting before, or did you ever try like?
No, actually not. I tried to set the boulder on the like wall with a lot of holds, so I use my holds, but I never tried the real route setting. It's still a challenge. Maybe one day.
I'm always interested because I'm a full-time route setter. Like, how many athletes like try to take a look from the other side?
Yes.
Like, and come
it
up
would be
with
interesting, yeah.
with the challenges. And I know, for example, of course, it's in another sport, but football players or like football teams, they analyze, they check their opponents, like the next team.
Yeah.
And whether it would be possible, for example, to check out like route setters or whatever, what kind of style they have, and whether you find anything you can specially trained for or not. Just interested whether someone is doing this, but
no. I mean, we have like team trainings with all normal trainings with all style of boulders, not just the style that I'm not good in.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, our coach on training probably shows you the problem that is not like really your style, so you can do some progress on this too. Yeah, it's like this. But we don't have like I don't have one route setter that shows me the boulder that it's not my style.
What do you think is your style? Like, are you good at dynamic stuff, coordination, or crimping? Or what do you feel the best?
Well, probably the hanging problems and the hard ones. And maybe some jumps, but my minus is probably slabs for now. And I hope I will improve this in future too. Yeah.
If you want to improve at something you're not good at, are you going to other countries, to other gyms as well from time to time?
Yes.
And where do you go?
Of course, because Slovenia right now don't have that good problems with already route-setted problems, with route-setted boulders. So we are going on like trips or to I don't know, probably somewhere Austria or somewhere close. Like it's Innsbruck and maybe Boulder Gym in Graz.
So you're from time to time in Innsbruck?
Yes.
What is it like? Like, is it? I haven't been to Innsbruck. Like, how many boulders or like how many days can you climb?
There are a lot of routes and a lot of bouldering problems, so you can be there like quite a long time.
No, that's good.
And it's not that far from Slovenia, so it's not a problem for us to go there for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days and do a training session.
Do you do anything else besides climbing? Any other sport?
Nope. I'm only doing climbing, I mean, I love climbing that much that I don't need other sports.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you still going to school, or?
Yeah, this year I just finished my 4th grade and I just finished Matura. So yeah, I'm still choosing what will I do like in next year. Will I only train and do climbing, or will I go to the university?
But I think it will all depend on Olympic Games, maybe? You're trying to qualify, so...
Yes, of course. Probably if I will qualify, I will take a year off for school and only climb and prepare for Olympics. But I don't know yet. Yeah.
So next is lead season.
Yes.
And what needs to happen in the lead season that you can qualify for Tokyo?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I have to climb as good as I can and do do good results. Yeah, probably.
I think you have to become or be in the top 20.
Yes.
I think you are bouldering top 20, and if you do lead top 20, I think then you can. Maybe I'm wrong here, but then you can go to Tokyo. Yeah.
Yes, and I have to be top 20 in combination, not in one discipline. Yeah.
So are you doing speed World Cups as well?
Yes, I already done some of them in the bouldering part, and now in lead too. Yes.
So where did you rank up so far at speed? What was your position?
I actually don't know exactly. Probably around 15th place. 15th place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still some potential to.
I have a lot of potential and a lot of place to be better. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you will have a good time at the League World Cups. Which one is your favorite League World Cup?
Probably Chamonix.
Wow.
I mean, even Kran is my hometown, and it's nice to compete in your country, in your hometown. But Chamonix is still one of the best places, and that were the place where my first, when I came into first finals. So yeah, it's just amazing place.
I know you're training with Janja, for example.
Yes.
And if it's okay to ask, how do you think someone else could or do you think when it comes to lead, you could come really close or even winning? Do you feel you're with a lucky day?
It's hard question, because we all know that Janja is she's an alien. I don't know what she is. She's super strong. She's super talented. She trains hard, so I think it's really hard to beat her. But I hope to become as strong as her one day. Yeah.
So I think that's when you think of favorites for the Olympic Games. Who are your favorites?
I haven't thought about Olympics that much, because I still want to put my focus on one discipline and only one discipline, and then if I come to Olympics like combination Olympics, then okay. But there are still a lot of there will be still a lot of Olympics in future, and maybe there won't be combination. And in Paris, as example, there will be speed separated and bouldering and lead separated. I'm still hoping that someday there won't be combination on Olympics, because I'm not really fan of combination. But yeah.
That's fair. You said you're training lead and you have long boulders. Can you put a number on how many moves you already?
Yes, actually it's like this. It's probably or 30 moves with a little bit harder moves, or I don't know, from 30 to probably 50 moves. Yeah, somewhere there between. Yes, and it's our coach has the training plan, which day we will climb the hardest, shorter routes, and next day probably we will climb longer routes. So yeah.
Do you feel there's a difference from Lead World Cup to another Lead World Cup in style, or of the routes, or is it always more same?
If I think to last year, there are some small changes that probably depend on the route setter style, but they were quite the same. I mean, if you check in 1 year, the competition style in 1 year, it's probably the same. But if you would check 10 years ago, there were completely different routes. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the evolution of the climbing routes? That it's a little bit more spectacular, more volume, sometimes more dynamic. How do you feel about that?
I'm still quite young climber, so I don't know exactly how the routes back then were. But as I talked to the older climbers, there are more probably longer routes and not that interesting with small holds. You only get pumped, and that was it. And nowadays routes are more like boulders. They have some dynamic moves and some, just as you said, some volumes. And I think that it's even better for the crowd because as you see the route, it's more interesting with these all big holds and to watch like people do jumping and different style in routes. It's interesting.
Looking at the climbing competition, what's your favorite style to watch? Is it bouldering or is it lead climbing? What do you think, like, where's the future to promote our sport?
I like watching all the disciplines, yes, but probably bouldering can still be a little bit more interesting for people to watch because there's one shorter problem with a lot of different betas, and every climber choose their new beta, and it's like every time when someone comes climbing, it's something new for a person to watch. But the problem in bouldering is that like in finals, that girls and boys are separated, so the bouldering climbers, the bouldering finals are quite long to watch, and this could be the problem. But otherwise, I think that bouldering is still more interesting.
When it comes to the bouldering finals, a lot of people complain that the conditions are getting worse and worse the later you start in a final. How do you feel about that? Do you think like the conditions like change over the finals?
I mean, it could change. I wasn't in that many finals that I could know about it, but I know for sure that like in qualifications there are a lot longer. It really changes if you like start in 9 in the morning where it's not sunny and it's cold, or you like start in 3 o'clock where it's hot and the holds are all sweaty, and so probably it's the same for finals. It could be different.
Would you change anything about the final format? Did you ever think like, oh, that's not cool, that's not fair, I'd like to have it this way, or this would be much better to see, to watch?
No, I haven't thought about that one because I think it's okay for me. The only thing that is, just as I mentioned before, that the girls and boys could climb together, like two boulders, and it would be easier to watch because it would be not that long. So that's probably the only thing.
That's the only. I don't like it either. It's only good for me doing the videos because I have only like one boulder, It's pretty easy for me, but it's really long. It's like 3 hours, and it's like I like bouldering, watching bouldering, but after some time it's just like, come on, get it over, get it over.
Your work would be half long then now.
Do you have any tips or any advice? What do you think are the keys, like to get as strong and as good to be a World Cup climber?
No, I don't have any. Just do what you love, and if you love climbing, of course, just climb. And it's important, to enjoy yourself, and all other things will come with this.
Cool. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope you have a good time at the Lead World Cups, and then hopefully in Tokyo. And maybe see you again soon. Maybe at Arco, maybe not. Okay.
Yes, I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
If you haven't seen any of my other videos, you can check them out with Jörne here and with IFSC judges somewhere here, from Arco as well. I hope you liked it. I improved my interview setups, my interview skills probably. Nowadays I'm a little bit better prepared. Let's dig into the next studio blog episodes in a couple of days, minutes, hours, and I hope you're well. Nikki out, love you, bye.